Tonight we took a look at same-sex marriage
and Higher Ed Day. Stay tuned. TrojanVision News starts now.
From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for February 22nd, 2016. I'm Deborah Bogart.
And I'm Jordan Elston. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Troy University was the big winner at this weekend's Southeastern Journalism Conference Best of the South competition. Troy journalism students won 12 total awards, the most in school history, including Best College Video Newscast for the crew here at TrojanVision, second place Best TV Journalist for Ryan Renfro, fourth place Best Hard News Reporter for Haley Greathouse, and my co-anchor Jordan Elston won the on-site anchoring competition. Congratulations to all who won.
Many feel the issue of same-sex marriage in the United States was settled by the Supreme Court last year. However, that is not necessarily the case in Alabama, where probate judges are getting conflicting orders on same-sex couples, and many have gotten out of the marriage business altogether. From our Montgomery News Bureau, Christy Henderson talks to one of the few probate judges in the area still carrying same-sex couples.
Last summer, the United States Supreme Court ruled that same-sex couples could marry all across the nation. But when Alabama Chief Justice Roy Moore ordered probate judges to not issue gay marriage licenses across the state, it put the heart of Dixie behind America's constant growth. However, despite Moore's orders, Montgomery County Probate Judge Stephen Reed continued to abide the Supreme Court's ruling.
It just did not really fit with what the law is. He does not have the legal authority to do that. And to be specific, even more specific about it, the Supreme Court, while it may have judicial authority over probate courts to some degree, does not have any administrative authority over probate courts to any degree.
Recently, District Judge Callie Grenade struck down Alabama's ban on gay marriage in a federal ruling, and Reed shared how he felt now that all counties in Alabama can issue gay marriage licenses.
The United States Supreme Court issues a ruling. That's what it is. You don't have to like it, but you have to follow it. And it's no different than what we tell people in our courtrooms every day. You don't have to like the law, but you have to obey it. And so I think for judges not to do that, send a bad signal. But when we saw other counties come on board, it just validated what we knew previously.
Chief Justice Roy Moore's office is held here at the Supreme Court Clerk Building, where Judge Reed says that Moore is more likely to face some type of punishment than he is.
If anything, I think Justice Moore is the one who may be facing some complaints from different organizations around the state, because those are the things that really keeps Alabama from growing and really being seen as a new South state that we'd really like to see ourselves become.
In the beginning, the Montgomery and Jefferson County probate judges were the only ones issuing gay marriage licenses in the state. Now, couples are able to be recognized legally in every county. In Montgomery, Christy Henderson, Troy TrojanVision News.
Pike County is one of the counties that doesn't issue marriage licenses of any kind. Couples have to go to another county to obtain a license.
College students from across the state will converge on the State House steps this Thursday for the annual Higher Education Day rally, and Troy University students have the chance to make the trip to the capital city. Troy is taking buses up to Montgomery on Thursday for students to take part in the rally. Any students that attend the rally will be given an official university excuse. Students must sign up to reserve a spot on one of the buses. You can find out about how to register by visiting the SGA office in the Trojan Center.
Higher Education Day is a rally for more money for higher education. There are legislators present and all sorts of important people within the political system of Alabama. So it really gives students an opportunity to show that we have a big voice in what goes on our campuses.
The Higher Education Day rally will be this Thursday starting at 11 a.m. on the steps of the State House. And even though Montgomery is the seat of government for the state, there's also much more going on in the capital city.
As Haley Greathouse shows us from our Montgomery News Bureau, there's a great deal to learn about African American history, specifically the Civil Rights Movement.
February is Black History Month, and in Alabama, there are many historical sites to visit.
Everything happened here, from Montgomery to Selma to Birmingham, Tuskegee. Everything happened here, so it's the soul of Black history.
One of the sites open to visitors is the Rosa Parks Museum in Montgomery. But you may be surprised to hear it's not all about Rosa Parks.
So we focus on the Jim Crow era. We focus on the Jim Crow laws and how they came about. You discuss Harriet Tubman, a few court documents.
One side of the museum is dedicated to the history leading up to the bus boycott, while the other side tells the story of Rosa Parks.
Well, Miss Parks, again, was a very brave and strong woman, but she was also kind and gentle. Her major role was not to stir up any drama or mess, but all she wanted was equality.
The courage that she displayed, I think, was impeccable. Being that it's Black History Month, I definitely think that they should be inserted in history.
Behind me is a mural depicting the march to Selma. Across from me is the street where the Montgomery bus boycott took place. Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr., and so many others are the reason we celebrate Black History Month. And the lessons that we learn from them can still be put into practice today.
And I think that's one thing we have to learn in society today. All we want is equal rights for everyone. Like you look about, gay marriages. They should be happy. It's almost compared to what this movement was. Maybe not been black and white, but it's all about equality and everyone having that right to be happy.
You can visit the Rosa Parks Museum 7 days a week. In Montgomery, Haley Greathouse, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The Rosa Parks Museum is located on Montgomery Street in downtown Montgomery.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. Police are investigating a deadly shooting in Fairfield. Fairfield Police Chief Leon Davis tells local media that a 23-year-old man was shot twice in the chest yesterday evening outside of a church. The man was taken to UAB Hospital where he was pronounced dead.
A woman has been hospitalized after police say she accidentally shot herself at a Birmingham motel. Local media outlets report the shooting happened early this morning at the Deluxe Inn and Suites. Birmingham Police Sergeant Rebecca Herrera says the woman heard a noise and grabbed her gun from under her pillow, and she somehow accidentally shot herself in the chest.
4 men accused of kidnapping a man from his home in Alabama, then taking him to Tennessee to kill him in 2012 have been indicted again. Robert Eugene Davis, Jamie Ladae Kelly, Timothy Jabbar Smith, and Savante Terrell Shoulder were indicted in the death of Marlo Patton.
Still to come on Troy TrojanVision News, the Troy baseball team swung into its season over the weekend against Northern Kentucky. Ryan Renfro has more in sports.
And Apple is going head-to-head with the FBI. More on that after the break.
The battle between Apple and the FBI over smartphone privacy could soon move to Capitol Hill. I'm Mark Albert with the latest on the escalating war of words.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
You were supposed to make a right, but you made a left. And it's okay, you found your way. On a personal note, as I was counseling the two of you,
Bethany Ann Doak, Ian Donnelly, Kirsty Lynn Duthitt.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
It was a weekend out on the diamond as Troy baseball kicked their season off with the sweep of Northern Kentucky at Riddle Pace Field, giving head coach Mark Smart his first series sweep as Troy's head baseball coach. William McCarthy has more from Sunday's game.
Troy baseball threw out the first pitch of their season with a weekend sweep of Northern Kentucky 4-0, winning the series on Sunday 4-2. The Trojans had a gloomy start as freshman pitcher Corey Gill gave up a home run in the top of the second inning. From then on out, Gill was lights out, striking out 8 Norses through 5 innings pitched.
So I thought he handled himself very well, and as a freshman, you never know. And now that he's got the first one under his belt, I look for him to continue to get better.
In the fourth, catcher Chase Smart lined out to center, but driving in the game-time run to make the scoreline 2-2. In the seventh, after back-to-back walks, Troy's Matt Sanders hit a double to left center that brought in Ben Gibbons to make the score 3-2. Next up was Trevor Davis, but he flies out to left but delivers the game-winning run to give the scoreline 4-2, and that's all they needed for the win and to complete the weekend sweep over Northern Kentucky. In the end, head coach Mark Smart was very happy with his team's performance over the weekend and gets his first sweep as Troy's head baseball coach. His players, on the other hand, think he deserves this from the start.
I think he deserves it. Coach Smart's been on us, all fall, at the beginning of the spring, and he's a great coach. And we're just trying to do what he told us to do and play like we practice.
Well, I saw a really competitive group. I thought we competed very well, and our play was really mid-season form. We didn't make an error in 4 games. We didn't walk a bunch of hitters. We put the ball in play consistently, and so I thought we were playing at a very good clip. And if you catch the ball and throw strikes, that's a great formula for a chance to win. But I really like the way our team competed, and they showed up every day ready to play, and I hope that continues.
William McCarthy, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
The Trojans get a couple of days off before in-state rival UAB comes to Riddle Pace Field on Wednesday. First pitch is at 6 p.m. While the softball team did not have the same level of success as it did in their opening weekend, they still ended this past weekend with a winning record. Khadijah Torbett has the details.
It was a successful day as the Trojans closed out its Troy Classic on Sunday, even though at first the Golden Eagles were leading 2-0 up until the top of the third when Troy came back, took over, and didn't look back.
Really, softball is a game of ups and downs, and we talk about it all the time. We don't want to go on a roller coaster ride, and there was a lot of game left, and we know that we fight. That's one of our things is we fight in the late innings. We know we own the late innings, and I don't think the girls ever stress out, and we just try to go one at bat at a time and one quality at a time, and they did that, and we left batters on, and nobody freaked out, and everybody stood in there and finally got a couple of timely hits, and again, just proud of them. It's Championship Sunday. It's the hardest game to get up for. They played 4 games. And again, I got to give Claire Graves a lot of credit. She came out there and kept the ball low, fed our defense some ground balls, and then just had timely hits, and our defense was incredible. So that's all you can ask for.
Although the team Saturday came out on top against Tennessee Tech, head coach Beth Mullen says for Sunday's matchup, the team had to remain focused to finish out the ups and downs of the Troy Classic in a strong way.
We knew we were going to face a good pitcher. She pitched for them in the NCAA tournament, and I think we knew we were going to, have to battle and win a lot of at-bats, and I thought the girls did a good job that, from 1 through 7 innings, and they're a great team, and they can hit really well.
And head coach Beth Mullins only had a few more words left to say about this weekend's Troy Classic.
Definitely a great day to be a Trojan.
Khadijah Torbett, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
Up next, the Trojans have their first road game of the season this Wednesday, traveling to Tuscaloosa to take on the Crimson Tide. First pitch is set for 5 p.m. Now, the Troy women's basketball team saw a lead slip away but dominated in overtime to snag a win from Appalachian State on Saturday. The Trojans defeated the Mountaineers 100-89, hitting the century mark for the 6th time this season, a school record. Troy held the Mountaineers to 1 of 7 shooting in overtime, outscoring them by 11 points and out-rebounding them by 9. Ashley Beverly Kelly scored 32 points, the 10th 30-point game of her career, and also dished out a game high of 8 assists. Arjaya Saunders added a career-high 29 points, pulled in 7 rebounds, and recorded 5 assists. Troy returns home on Thursday when it will host UL Lafayette at 5:15 p.m. in Trojan Arena. Now, Wesley Person fell 1 shy of a career high with 30 points, but it wasn't enough as the Trojan men's basketball team fell to Appalachian State on Saturday. The Mountaineers defeated the Trojans 78-74 in Boone, North Carolina on Saturday. Person led 3 Trojans that scored in double figures. Jordan Varnado scored 18 and John Walton III scored 10. And on the night, Troy shot 45% and only turned it over a season low of 4 times. Troy returns home on Thursday to host UL Lafayette at 7:30 p.m. in Trojan Arena. After a strong home opener, the women's tennis team struggled at the Lunsford Tennis Complex on Sunday, falling to North Florida 5-1 on Sunday. Khadijah Torbett gives us a look at the match.
Even though the Trojans started off with a bang in their home opener on Wednesday, the Trojans couldn't keep the same momentum going on Sunday.
Down 2-1, and then Leah lost at court 4, so it pushed us down to 3-1. So we had these last 3 matches basically needs a win. So the one match finished in a final set, and the other one was also in a final set. and the top court at court 2 there were 3-all in the final set. So they're really strong competition. So I'm really going to give a lot of credit for the other team.
It was some hard-fought matches against the University of North Florida today, but the Trojans could not get anything accomplished. Head coach Maria OCC knows the University of North Florida didn't defeat the Trojans, but instead the Trojans defeated themselves.
My girls were liking today a little bit of competition as a one team. Their hunger for the game wasn't there. And that's why we have to take for, in the next game and learn from it. That was like, talking to them after the match is like, your energy needs to change, a little bit. They worked hard. They work on a lot of few things, but get them back into staying hungry.
Khadija Torbert, TrojanVision Sports.
Troy now turns its attention to Saturday when UAB will visit the Lunsford Tennis Complex for Troy's third straight home match.